everyone, and welcome to another edition of Community Connection with Russell Haver of the Russell Haver Group at eXp Realty here in Las Vegas. And today we have someone with us who is very special and does amazing work. We are honored to be here today with Talaya Dendy, a personal cancer doula and owner of On the Other Side. Welcome to the show, Talaya.
Thank you, Russell, for having me. I'm so happy to be here this morning.
And I love your first name, Talaya. It just makes me feel so happy and relaxed. That's all I have to say. So, Talaya, tell us, describe your business and what you do on the other side.
Absolutely. So, Russell, as you mentioned, I am a personal cancer doula. So basically, I help my clients navigate their cancer journey so that they can focus on healing. I basically cover 4 key areas with my clients, and they are emotional support and mindset, health, and that can include nutrition, exercise, and things like that. The third piece is helping them to understand their treatment options and clinical trials. So really taking the information that their doctor has shared with them and breaking it down so that they understand in layman's terms what their options are, what the side effects are, and things like that, so that they can make a more educated decision about their care. And the final piece is communication. And that communication can be with their healthcare team. It could be with their employer, their loved one. You know, a lot of times when someone is diagnosed with cancer, a lot of people don't even know how to talk to them. They don't know what to say. And so they say a lot of weird and uncomfortable things. And so just helping my clients to be able to deal with that and not take it personal. So helping them to prepare scripts so that they can take control of the conversation.
Interesting. So how did you get started in this business? Tell me your story.
Well, Russell, I am myself a 10-year cancer survivor. In 2011, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. This came out of nowhere. Other than the common flu, I had never been sick, stayed the night in the hospital, had a broken bone, anything. So I wasn't really savvy in the healthcare system. You know, I kept up with my annual exams and eye doctor appointments, dentists, things like that, all the preventative care. But I was not someone who went to the doctor on a regular basis. So, of course, this created a huge learning curve for me. Thankfully, I am the type of person I like to read, I like to do research and things like that. So that's what helped me. When I received my diagnosis, it was on a Friday and I was on my way home from work. And I literally, after I got the call, after I got off the phone with the nurse, I literally pulled over to the nearest TJ Maxx because I didn't know what to do. Those words just clung to me like two-sided tape. I was just like, okay, what did I just hear? What does this mean?
Wow, yeah.
And so I stopped at TJ Maxx. I couldn't keep driving. So I walked around the store for about 30 minutes. I don't know what I was looking for. I don't know if I was hoping an answer would appear in TJ Maxx. I don't know. But I just walked around the store and I just kept replaying those words, trying to figure out what my life was going to look like. So headed back home, called my family and let them know, hey, I got this news. And I respectfully said to them, you know, I need this weekend to myself. Now, Russell, at the time, I did not know what I was doing, but now I see so clear. I took that whole weekend and I just really sat with my emotions. I cried, I cussed, I was mad. I was just so many different things. And so what I had done was I allowed myself to work through those emotions. And just like that, this may not sound real, but just like that, oh, I better mention this. I prayed like nobody's business. Like
I can imagine. Yeah. That's what I would have done the whole weekend is just pray.
Yes.
Wow.
Asking God for direction. And so I took that time for myself that whole weekend. Monday, I got up, I started making phone calls, and I just started taking action. I can honestly say, Russell, had I not worked on my emotions and started working on my mindset, I would not have handled things the way that I did. So got connected with a really great oncologist, had the support of my family. However, along my cancer journey, I noticed that certain things were missing. Like having someone to talk to who had been through a similar experience and could say, Talaya, this is kind of what you can expect when you start chemo. This is what, some of the side effects that you can expect from chemo. There's going to be days when you feel like this, and this is what you can do to kind of combat those feelings and those pains and things like that. Having someone who had been there.
Mm-hmm.
I had went to a support group and it just wasn't for me. I was the youngest person there,
Mm-hmm.
and I stayed pretty positive throughout my cancer experience. The people there in that group, they were really negative. They were talking in a negative way, and I'm like, I'm out of here. I don't want my
Yeah.
cells to hear this. I want to
Yeah.
live. I have to keep myself in a certain place.
Yeah.
One thing I want to mention,
Mm-hmm.
when I say staying positive, it doesn't mean pretending like everything's okay. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean ignoring those feelings where you're not doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
It means not getting stuck in those dark places. So I just want to make that clear. It's okay to feel yucky. It's okay to feel angry, but let's not get stuck there. So I say all of this to say that I really started because I noticed that there were gaps. The
Mm.
emotional support was missing. The
Yeah.
ability to just kind of know what to expect in some ways was missing. For me, thankfully, like I said, I love to do the research and read and all that. That's too much for some people when they
Mm-hmm.
have just been diagnosed because they're trying to process so much. So making it easier for people is why I started on the other side.
Yeah, I have to say that I truly believe what you're doing is wonderful. My wife's mother had stage 4 ovarian, and this would have been something. Even though like we were with her, you know what I mean? It's like it's not the same as having someone who's been through it, you know? And I think that is so critical to be able to have someone like yourself to be able to guide someone on a journey, because I mean everything in life's a journey, right? But this is a real journey, a real test, right? Um, what would you say? What's something that most people don't know about the business and the services that you provide? Like, what's something that they don't really know the insides of?
Absolutely. Most people don't really know that I can support people anywhere, all over the
Hmm.
world. So
Oh,
my
okay.
services are 100% virtual via Zoom or on the phone, whatever is comfortable for
Mm-hmm.
the client. So that's one thing that people don't know. The other
Okay.
thing that people don't know is that I give them the tools to become their best self advocate. I don't tell people what to do. I present them with information and facts and education so
Mm-hmm.
that they can take that information and make the best decision for them. So, truly, Russell, I am their partner on this journey and I am their guide. So, they don't have to leave their house. They don't have to worry about COVID to get my support. We can
Mm-hmm.
get right on Zoom, we can get right on a phone call and get them taken care of.
So what are some of your clients? What they love about your business? I mean, I love everything about you, but I want to know what do they love about the service you provide? What are some of the things?
Russell, some of the biggest things that I hear are that I'm a very warm person. So if I make it easy for them to be able to open up and talk about what they're really, really feeling, because it's hard for them to share those feelings with their family and their friends because they don't want them to worry. And they don't, they feel like they don't truly understand. So having someone to talk to who understands and who has been there,
Mm-hmm.
having someone who truly listens, that's the other big thing. And feeling understood. Those are
Yeah,
the main things that I hear all the time.
yeah, yeah. I could definitely see that being understood, because it's something that's, people feel alone, right? When something like that's, told to you. So it's like, okay. But can you share with me kind of maybe the most memorable experience that you've had with a client?
Absolutely. I was working with a client And she was very, she's an introvert,
Hmm.
and she was afraid to really speak up. She was having some problems with chemotherapy. She would always get sick.
Mm,
And that was because they were not giving her enough anti-nausea medication.
hmm.
And so I worked with her. I gave her the tools to really self advocate for herself, letting her know that, hey, it's okay to speak up. This is your life, this is your health. You have to let them know what is and is not working for you.
Hmm.
And so we did a couple, role playing sessions and things like that. That really helped to build her confidence. We kind of wrote, I helped her write out, things that she could say to her oncology nurse that would help her feel
Hmm.
more comfortable communicating that. So we did this a couple times. The next time she went to her chemotherapy infusion, she shared this with her nurse. She said, I'm not trying to complain, but every time I'm getting sick, and I believe it's because you're not giving me enough anti-nausea medication. And so she talked with her nurse, she shared that with her. And as soon as she got home, she sent me an email and she said, Talaya, thank you so much. You are such a good influence on me. I spoke up. I didn't get sick. I didn't throw up. And my nurse was very receptive and apologized for not being aware of this before. So
Wow.
that is one thing that always sticks with me is helping people to self advocate for themselves and letting them know that, hey, that is okay. You're expected to do that because you are the expert on you.
Wow. Yeah, I could totally see that. Like when when my wife's mother went through that, it was, I mean, she was given stage 4. She lasted 5 years, and
Oh,
that's like really rare, right? I mean, for
yes.
it. And that was the thing. My wife got so involved in it because, she just, you know, she wants, that's how my wife is, right? She's like, when
Yeah,
she's like all in, she's all in. So, but not everyone has that, right? So
right.
that's why you're critical, because not everyone has that support. Not everyone has that advocate, and it's someone that could be there, like side by side with them, and be like, okay, I've been here. I'm going to walk with you together on this and make sure that you are comfortable, confident, and dignity, right? Um,
Exactly.
so tell me, what do you have on the horizon the next year? What are some goals that you have professionally? Maybe some personal goals. Would love to know.
Absolutely. So, professionally, I really want to work on creating more awareness about what I do and the benefits of what I do,
Mm-hmm.
and working with hospitals and clinics to get them on board. They have patient navigators and things like that who are very helpful, but unfortunately, very, overworked. And they're
Yeah.
not able to dedicate as much time as I'm sure they would like with patients. And
Mm-hmm.
so, just being able to partner with hospitals and clinics to be able to share the love and make sure more people are getting personalized and in-depth support that they need. So that's one thing. The
Okay.
other thing is I'm hoping to start a podcast in the next few months here.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you. And then the other thing that I have here is, oh, yes, I would love, so many people have been saying, Talaya, you should start a nonprofit.
Oh.
So that's another thing that I think I'm going to take that on, Russell, because
Okay.
3 people have told me this so far.
So tell me more about this. That's very exciting. Tell me more about this nonprofit.
Mhm. I just started thinking about it, but
Okay.
it would definitely offer the services that I provide, but on a larger scale. So bringing in more people who would be able to provide the services and support that I provide. Of course, that would be training people and things of that nature, but really just being able to help people that may not otherwise be able to financially afford my services, because what I do is not covered by insurance,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. So a nonprofit would allow more people to be able to get support that they really need without worrying about the financial aspect of it.
Yeah, that that's something you have to do, because like you said, not everyone has financial needs, right? Especially with a situation like this. I think that is like integral that you have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I really think that you need to do that because these services, I mean, really do. I mean, everyone knows someone, right, that has had cancer, has cancer, right? But not everyone understands the journey. And it's one of those things where if you can do a nonprofit and be able to build out other survivors or people with experience to be able to help people and everyone can have access to it, I think that's something that's, you have to do that because that's something that's vital. Like, so I'm going to have to be following up with you on this because that, seriously, that sounds like something that's helping not only people here, but people, like you said, all over, right? You know,
Absolutely.
people all over the world. Wow,
Absolutely.
that is really exciting. I like
you.
that. What about personal goals? Do you have any personal goals?
A personal goal for me is to learn a second language. So I'm thinking about Spanish, just being able to articulate a little bit better in that language. It's funny because in high school, I actually learned it and I lost a lot of it. For some reason, I can still count to 10. So I don't know what's up with that.
Sí, yo hablo español un poquito, you know, sí, más o menos, yeah. I'm in the same boat. Wow, yeah. I used to be able to do that too. I took it in high school and 2 years in college, actually. And in college, you know, I was, you know, on it, and then you kind of just forget about things. But that is awesome. So I know you took it before. So is it because you took it before that you think that you want to do that again, or is it a language that really piqued your interest?
It really piques my interest just because there's so many people from that culture that are in the United States. And, you know, just being able to help all different kinds of people. Some people may not have English as their first language. So just having a backup language, I think would be very helpful just in terms of being able to communicate with a lot of different people.
Yeah, hey, I'm still working on English, you know. So I mean, you're gonna be two up on me. So tell me about anything exciting coming up that clients should know about, or anything with the business.
Absolutely. So on actually June 30th, which is next week, next Wednesday, I am hosting, and I call them online virtual get-togethers. And I started doing these when COVID first started. And so people can come online for free, and I bring on different speakers, or either I talk about different topics. So on the 30th, I have this amazing woman. Her name is Cecilia Broussard, and she's going to be joining me to talk about balancing grief. So as you know, a lot of us have experienced grief, and grief actually is a part of the cancer journey. So that's going to be taking place on Wednesday, June 30th at 11 o'clock a.m. I have, yes, I'm excited.
So how can people get in contact with you about that event and everything else?
Absolutely. So they can actually visit my website, www.ontheotherside.life. Again, that's ontheotherside.life. And that's one word. And they can go to my events page and it will be listed there. And there will be a link to register.
Wow, awesome. What about on social media? Where can people find you on Facebook, Twitter? Where can we find you?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram, and the handle is On The Other Side 17. Okay. Facebook, On The Other Side Cancer Doula. So those are places you can find me. Okay. And then I have another option. If you're interested in signing up for my free newsletter and joining my email list, you can actually take out your phone and text Navigate Together, one word, to 22828. Again, you can just text on your phone, one word, Navigate Together, 22828, and then you'll be signed up for my newsletter and on my email list to get great announcements like these.
Wow. So much amazing things you have going on. I'm loving it. Is there anything else that you wanted to share about your business, or anything else about services, people, things coming up?
Sure. Actually, at the beginning of third quarter, I'm going to be changing my logo. So you'll see the logo, it will look a little different. It's still
Okay.
on me, it's still on the other side, and in the great service that I provide. And then also, I have another virtual get together coming up on July 21st.
Okay.
And I have another very interesting woman who's joining me then, and she's going to talk about body whispering. So, getting in touch with your body, picking up on those signals. So that's going to be an interesting one as well.
Tell me a little bit more about body whispering. I want to know just a little bit more, because you did it so subtly. Like, I'm like, yeah, it's body whispering. Okay. Tell me just a little bit more about it so I could, understand it.
That's how I responded when I met her and she told me what she does. So, from my understanding, body whispering is getting in touch with your body, listening to your body, and asking your body, what do you need? Do you need more fruits and vegetables? Do you need some rest today? So, really getting in touch with and connecting and listening to your body so that you make the decisions that are best for you and your body.
Okay, that makes sense. The whispering, I like it. Okay. What about that's so awesome. So what about how long have you been here in Vegas Henderson area? How long?
I've been here a whole 4 months, Russell. I moved here
4
from
months.
Minnesota.
Woo!
Yeah,
Welcome.
I'm fresh. I'm new. Um, so when I left Minnesota in February, I left. It had been a really cold streak for like 2 weeks, 35 below. No kidding.
Isn't Minnesota a whole cold streak for a year? Isn't that what it is? It's
Well, it feels like it sometimes. It's a good 6 months for sure.
Wow.
And so, been here since February, so 4 months. I have not worn a coat since we pulled up. So that's one thing that I love about it.
It's
But
gonna take you years before you wear a coat. It's gonna take you years.
and I'm trying to adjust to this extreme heat. So that's my only thing. That's the only thing I'm kind of struggling with. So otherwise, it's good.
Normally, it's not this hot until August. Okay. This is an anomaly that we're dealing with right now. Normally, it's like June, it starts to get hot. You're like, okay, it's hot. Okay. July, it starts getting hotter. You're like, okay, this is kind of getting ridiculous. Okay. And then August, you're like, okay, I'm done. Right. And we kind of this year, now we have it happen in June. I don't know what's going to happen the next couple of months, but it's not always like this. So it gets better. And then after Labor Day, it starts to cool down. And October is the best month here, because when it cools down and you get into the fall, it's just like heaven. So that is awesome. What so you've been here 4 months. What are like some favorite places that you've gone to around the town? Restaurants or any museums or anything? Did you visit anything you really enjoyed in your first 4 months?
I haven't been out a whole lot due to COVID. One place I really want to go to, just because I like movies like The Godfather and things like that, I really want to go to the museum. I forgot the name of it.
The Mob Museum?
Mob Museum. Thank you. Thank you. I really want to go there. I'm sure I'm going to love that.
Yeah.
What I really like, though, so far is just being able to, in the area that I live in, it's a great area for walking. I love to walk. So I get up at about 5:30 and take my morning walks, and it's just so peaceful. So that's one thing that I really like. And where I live, everything I need is right around me. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's very convenient. It's not the valley's really not that big, right? I mean, it's one of those things where, like, I come from Chicago originally, right? Where everything is just like, okay, like everything is just like insanity. And you're like, okay. And then you come here and it's nice. Mob Museum is fantastic. You should definitely go to the Wax Museum. Have you heard of that with the celebrities? Have you gone to that?
I have not. I have not. I have been to a really nice casino. I don't gamble, but I went to a movie theater in there. And I was just like, there's a movie theater, there's bowling, there's all these different things inside this casino. Is called Sunset Station.
Hmm.
And so there's a lot of really nice things in there. So that is one place that I've been to that I really like.
Yeah, one thing we'll have to do is connect. There are so many amazing restaurants here that are off the strip that we'll get you hooked up with, because I'm a foodie. That's just my thing, and do that for you. So okay, so it's been good for you so far. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
tell me, you know, what is something? Tell me one thing that most people don't know about you.
Okay. Well, most people know that I love basketball, but they
Okay.
don't know that I have a regret about not playing because I talked myself out of it at a young age because of my height. And so
Really?
that's one thing that people don't know, is that I really wish I would have played, and didn't allow my height to get in the way, because who knows where I would be right now. I might be a retired or still in the WNBA, who knows?
Exactly.
So
It's
that's
all about
one thing.
it's all about taking advantage of life, right?
That's right. That's right.
That's awesome. So thank you so much for being on. Just tell us again where we can find you, everything about you, because everything you're doing is amazing and it's very important what you're doing too. So if you please could share with everyone where they could find you again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So they can send me an email if they have questions and they want to learn more. They can email me at Talaya, Talaya, at ontheotherside.life. Again, that's Talaya at ontheotherside.life. You can visit my website, ontheotherside.life. Again, that's all one word, ontheotherside.life. And also, if you'd like to sign up for my free newsletter and get on my email list, you can text Navigate Together, one word, to 22828, 22828. I would love to stay in touch with you, and send you some great information. So also find me on social media, Instagram, On the Other Side 17, Facebook, On the Other Side Cancer Doula. I look forward to connecting with you all if you're interested.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for coming on. And I'm going to be in touch with you about this nonprofit, because honestly, this is something that you have to do because it's extremely important. So,
Thank you, Russell. This has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for
yeah,
being interested in me and what I do and helping to spread the word with the community. So thank you for having me.
you're amazing, Talaya. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. And have yourself a wonderful day, and good luck with all your future amazing ventures.
Thank you. Have a great day, Russell, and good luck
All
to
right.
you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. All
Thank
right. Thanks.
you.